This is the Tier 10 Italian autoloading heavy, the Rinoceronte. It is a vehicle that's mainly known for having deadly autoloading capabilities, including a 2-shell magazine that's capable of dealing about an average of 420 damage per shot, and for the matter of fact, that since you are an autoloader, you still have a fairly solid reload time when you are dumping both of your shells. So when you are reloading shell 1, you still have as much DPM and reload time in order to outtrade the majority of other heavies, including an IS-7 with an 11-second reload time, even a VZ-55, because the VZ did get a second shell in its clip, but it's not considered to be an autoloader. It does have a 16.9-second reload time in order to get both of the shells loaded back in its clip. To which, if you are an autoloader in this case, you're still able to outtrade it by an extra, or maybe 2 in that regards, extra shells fired on it, and you're still able to outtrade it in terms of that. So that's kind of the advantage of being in something like this. Now within the present update, this vehicle has received a bit of some minor changes. Shot dispersion got a little worse, going from 0.336 to now 0.355, to which in this case, if you are running enhanced gun length drive and refined gun, which is actually kind of crazy for the fact that this vehicle's dispersion is still under 0.3. I don't really know what Wargaming was trying to do when playing mind games with us, or at least trying to, but it really just goes to show that the dispersion changes to it just really made no difference, as 0.285 is just enough dispersion factors in order to aim exactly to where you're going, combined as well with a 3.4-second aiming time, which is also fairly solid. It also got a little more HP, so now it's able to survive a little bit longer, and now that it has about as average hit point factors, even when you're running improved assembly, of 2496, which means that you're still able to keep up in terms of any other heavies that you come across on the map or anything like that. So the Rinoceronte, I gotta admit, after I've played my first couple battles in the vehicle, it has got to be probably one of my favorite ones at that. And the way that you gain your DPM, it's kind of the same as like any other autoloader, like a Pergetto 65, even a Pergetto 46, which is the Tier 8 variation. You just go ahead and dump the clip. Although the autoloading capabilities can really rely on just out-trading the majority of other heavies, like I mentioned before, a 9.72-second reload time is just enough in order to get the job well done. So here we are loading into our first battle. Let's see what they got in terms of their heavies. They have a 50B, an E100, an IS-7, and a 111 1-4. All right, so let's go ahead and see where my team is going to go, and I'm going to try to most likely see if I can follow them. All right, so it looks like we're going to head on over here, it looks like. Try to see if we can spot some enemies going to try to cross through this gap right over here. Want to try to hide my side, as the turret armor on this thing is actually fairly solid, including the fact that this vehicle does have 7 degrees of gun depression, which means that it can be quite flexible over those angular ridge lines. We got an IS-7, unfortunately not able to pen him at the moment. We also got the 111 1-4, and that is a fairly nice shot into him. Alright, we're just going to kind of wait right here. Can't really pen the IS-7 at the slightest bit. Maybe we could, but I'm not going to risk that just in case. So, we do have an enemy that's coming down over to the side of us, which is the 50B. Typical autoloaders, they just love to YOLO right on in. Hello, Mr. IS-7. How are you doing, good sir? And it's a good thing that this thing has fairly solid turret armor at that, is because he bounced us. Alright, so we got the IS-7 over there. He did showcase his side at the slightest bit, but unfortunately not able to get that out. We got the E100 off to the side too. Nice tap into him for 445. Alright, let's go ahead and reload once again, or just one shell in our clip at least. We got the 111 1-4 once again, so let's see if he's going to poke. Maybe I can get a hatching shot into him. At least that's what I would really like to see. Alright, well we got these enemies off to the back. Maybe we should try to deal with them first. We already have a bat chat already destroyed, and we have a 50B destroyed upon the enemy's behalf. We got the Foch right off to the side. Unfortunately, not able to get that shell out, but the duty of being an autoloader is that I can just dump that second shell right into him without a hassle. So there's a 384 chunker into him, so let's reload once again. Let's see if we get another tap into the Foch. Maybe not. Or it looks like that he might still be out in the open. No, not necessarily. Alright, well, we get bounced by the E100. Let's go ahead and get a nice tap for 373. Really just goes to show that the gun is actually fairly powerful on this thing. You still have enough damage output, whether you're firing at AP or your premium shells, in order to get the job well done. Like that. Another nice tap into the Foch right there. The aiming time and the dispersion just really make no difference, as this tank is still fairly accurate. So we got the Foch right there. We got the E100. Let's go ahead and get a nice tap for 382 into his turret. All right. We're just using our single shot advantage to our ability right here. So let's reload again. And we also got the TVP moseying in on us. Let's see if we can get a nice tap into him. All right. Well, the beauty part of being an autoloader is that I have 2 shells already loaded in my clip. So we got the XM right there. Nice tap for 391 right there into his vehicle. All right, let's go ahead and see if the Foch is going to poke. We got the TVP right there. 446 into his vehicle. All right, now I'm just going to continue backing on up. I don't know if this TVP has an extra shell or 2 in his clip or not, but I'm just going to back up just in case, as these are really the only 3 enemies left. I did hesitate a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and continue backing on up, see if I can get some more taps into these guys right here before they end up continuously pushing on forward towards us. Now, these enemies are really just making a dire mistake because they should have assumed that I'm an autoloader, and now I have the advantage of loading both shells in my clip. Alright, now the TVP gets clear. We're going to mosey on towards the XM right over here. See if we can get some HEs into his behind. So let's go ahead and mosey on towards him. Get a nice tap for 576 right there. And let's go ahead and finish him off, because that is the beauty of being an autoloader. And just like that, that is how you can perfect yourself by using the Rinoceronte. Dump your shells in order to gain your DPM, just like that, and then just rely on your single shell because you still have a fairly solid reload time in order just to get the job done, like I've mentioned before. So in this battle, we were just shy of 4,000 damage, able to do top on the team in this one. So let's go ahead and perfect ourselves in another battle and see how we can fare well performance-wise. So you saw right there, this vehicle has very deadly auto-loading capabilities. Combined with that fairly accurate gun, like we were able to hit the majority of our shots exactly to where we are aiming. That's kind of the upside, and the fact that Wargaming is trying to play mind games with us for the fact that this vehicle, when running Refined Gun and Enhanced Gun Length Drive, is still fairly accurate in terms of that. Alright, so here we are. Let's see what they got. They have an E5, and oh, that looks like all they have in terms of their heavies, interestingly enough. Alright, so it looks like I'm going to head over towards the middle right over here. Let's go ahead and see if we can maybe peck off some enemies trying to cross through over here. So let's go through very cautiously. Alright, so we got a couple enemies spotted off to the side right there. Let's see if we can maybe spot anybody crossing through here. We already got a Jagdtiger off in the back. 400 into his vehicle, and let's go ahead and fire in the second shell. That is an instant 800 damage out of that enemy Jagdtiger. That is the very controversial part to this gun right here. Fairly solid damage output when you're able to dump both of your shells out just like that, and pretty much just give your enemies a hard time. And now this guy's pretty much hiding off in the back. He might poke again if I'm not mistaken, because he's really screwed off in the side right over here, and the really only way that he could try or attempt to escape that part is if he backs on up thoroughly. So, alright, so there he is once again. So, he might back on up just at the slightest bit, which it looks like that he is doing. Are able to spot his rear. Oh, unfortunately not able to get that shell out. That's totally alright. Alright, we got the E50 back over there as well. Can't HE him, but it's totally fine. A 436 chunker into his rear. Alright, so he's still out in the open, which is actually kind of crazy. I don't really know what this player was thinking apart from that. Another nice tap for 453 into his rear. Alright, so let's go ahead and mosey on down towards this Jagdtiger then, as he's pretty much screwed in the process. So I'm going to kind of rely on my single shell once again, see if I can get some nice buttering shots into this enemy right here. So there we go, 416 shot into you. Alright, so we're going to reload once again. He does get bounced by one of our allies, so let's go ahead and quickly finish this enemy off right here. There we go, beautiful. Alright, we got the 4005 off in the back. So let's go ahead and see if we can get a nice tap into you. He is running shell reload boost, and 439, as it looks like that he is running Spallweiner. So let's just kind of use our single shot to the best of our ability once again and get another tap. Ooh, he's not running Spallweiner. 572. That's a much better roll in terms of that. Alright, so reloading once again. And 3, 2, 1. And goodbye, good sir. Fairly accurate gun. That's all I gotta say about the Rhino, is that it's just deadly in general. Holy cow, bro. Alright, we got a Sherry off in the back. Alright, and we also got an M60. We got the T95 over here as well. Oh, we can't spot the M60. Oh, barely spotted his rear at that. He might do it again, if I'm not mistaken. So let's just go ahead and... okay, E4 off at the side, or E5. That's what I meant to say. Oh my goodness. Alright. We got the M60 over there. We got the Sheridan. Let's just go ahead and mosey on through towards these remaining enemies right here. We got the M60. Looks like he's going to poke. We also got the Sheridan off to the side. So, Sheridan gets cleared. That's really good. We got the M60. 411 shot into his vehicle. And let's go ahead and fire in the second shell for 394. Alright, and this guy is going to continue getting more hits into us, so we're just going to go ahead and rely on our capabilities once again. Oh, not able to get that shell out. Alright, so I might as well just see if I can get a hatch shell into him. Just barely missing. That's unfortunate. Alright, well, anyways, I know that M60 has a very terrible turret, so the only thing I can really rely on... Oh, he angles his turret, or points it to the other side. That's 440 hit points out of him. I'm fine of taking another shot from him, as he's pretty much screwed in the process. So, goodbye, good sir. And that is another fairly solid game, demonstrating the positive factors and the deadly autoloading capabilities of the Rinoceronte. So in this one, we were just able to break past 5,000 damage in this one. Surprisingly enough, not ace it. Destroy 3 in the process. And it's kind of obvious that we did top on the team in this one. So pretty much just a 2-game video. This is where I have to drop the mic, considering that this vehicle is still fairly deadly to this day, and that the changes to it made absolutely nothing to it. I would highly recommend to get this vehicle, as it is a fairly flexible heavy. Now that you have more survivability factors, or contributing factors towards its survivability, and a fairly solid gun, to which you're able to dump out very solid chunkers of damage into your opponents like absolutely nothing. So hopefully you guys did end up enjoying today's video, and if you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and make sure that you turn on those bell notifications while you're at it so you do not miss out on any new videos, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace out, y'all.